Check it out. Come and check us out. If we think this is sport, come see what we about. Check it out. Come and check us out.
Only Buffalo is gonna win it.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
All right, we are live, and we are back. Welcome to another episode, another podcast of the Overdue Bills podcast. We're excited to be here today. Definitely had a big Sunday night. Very, very, very long Sunday night, but a big Sunday night. And we have the guys, here, full cast except Mike D. somewhere in the bunker. But shout out to my guy Mills, aka Mills ran off with all the money and bought all the samples. Mills, what's up with you, man?
What's going on, man? Big win yesterday. Big win today. I don't think the game ended till 12:30. So big win today, man. Just excited to talk some Bills football, man. You know how it is.
Absolutely. We're definitely excited. And we have, yours truly, our guy, Matt, a.k.a. All Black Matt. Matt, what's up with you?
I'm just happy to be here, man, after that Kansas City barbecuing last night. You know what I mean? I'm pumped. Ready to talk some football.
Absolutely, man. We're excited, man. We're definitely excited here at the Overdue Bills podcast. And last but certainly not least, our guy, Rad, a.k.a. All Purpose Rad. Rad, what's up, man?
I'm just happy to be here, man. It's a good day to be a Bills fan. I know we didn't accomplish a lot. I'm not gonna overstate what happened, but I feel confident. I felt confident in the team going into last night game, and it's feel good, bro. It feel good, man. Shout out to the Bills. They did a great job. I'm wearing red, so we won. Red because we smoked the Chiefs, all that.
For sure. Definitely smoking on the Kansas City pack. Shout out to the Bills. Listen, what we need y'all to do is like and share, rate, review, subscribe, do all those amazing things. We're here on Facebook, YouTube, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all those things. We're definitely we're all those platforms. But let me do this first before we get into the show. Matt, please let the people know who is our presenting sponsor.
Yes, sir. This episode and every other episode is brought to you by none other than Buffalo Wing Kings. Being from Buffalo, there's two things the guys here at the Overdue Bills podcast know. That's Bills football and that's wings. Our choice and the best choice is Buffalo Wing Kings. At Wing Kings is Wings 101. With over 101 different flavors and their beloved Wing of the Month special, Wing Kings is sure to school any other wing place around. Opening up a new location this football season on Main Street in the University District. Be on the lookout for that. Available for Bills games, parties, bar mitzvahs, graduations, whatever you need. Hit those guys up for your wing needs. Stop by their Elmwood Village location today at 484 Elmwood Avenue, or give them a call at 716-248-1427 and find out why they say and we know they got the best wings in town, hands down. And also, when you go in there, mention our name, Overdue Bills Podcast, and you get 10% off your order.
Absolutely. Shout out to Buffalo Wing Kings. You know the vibes. Definitely go for your wings. Last night would have been a perfect time since we was up all, wee hours of the night. Sure. But before we get into the show, I got to do a little bit of housekeeping. Listen, you have to go to the website. OverdueBillsPod.com. OverdueBillsPod.com. Mike just put it in the chat. If you can see it, look down in your chat if you're on Facebook right now. Listen, we got all your merch needs. All your merch. I know everybody want the merch. We got the merch. Overdue Bills hoodies. It's definitely starting to be hoodie season, even though it's 79 degrees out there. You see the hats, you know what I mean? They sporting the hats. And also this month we're doing a breast cancer awareness. We definitely have the pink hoodies, pink hat, pink shirts. Please go cop that right now. Definitely, so we can all be in solidarity together. We definitely trying to do a big thing with that. All right, with that being said, oh yeah, and last but not least, I definitely have to mention this. Mike said we can't go forward without mentioning this on the show. Please go check out Mike's article, our trusty, editor-in-chief Mike on OverdueBillsPod.com. It's just not merch, but we do have articles there. Absolutely, he definitely had a little bit of foretelling on what happened Sunday night at 8:30. And so, with that being said, quick question of the day. I really just got to ask, and this is going to go really into our player of the game segment, but I got to ask for the fans out there. Is Dawson Knox a top 5 tight end in football right now?
Stats wise?
No, I'm just asking
yes.
you. Is he a top 5? How do you feel about that? Is Dawson Knox top 5?
I'm still not going to put him in the top 5, but he's a very above average, turning into potentially a top 5.
I mean, this is coming out season for sure. I mean, if everybody going to buy some fantasy for sure, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's in an offense where he's getting one-on-ones. He's athletic enough. There's no reason why he shouldn't be right in this offense. And he's trusted by Josh Allen, who's going to be a top 5 quarterback, top 3 quarterback, whatever, wherever you put him. So yeah, I think moving forward, I can see how you believe moving forward the rest of the season. I believe Dawson Knox is top 5 tight end.
Yeah, I agree. I can't name 4 or 5 that be ahead of him at this moment. He averaged a touchdown a game at this point, and he's not dropping any passes. It's insane. We used to criticize him about dropping passes and missing blocks and stuff like that.
He's open.
He's just a stud, and you can tell he got the chemistry with the quarterback. And they just clicking right now, and it's good.
Definitely good. I definitely had to ask that question. Mills, Rad, no, I definitely picked up Dawson Knox on a humbug a couple weeks ago, and Dawson Knox went off. I'm playing Rad right now. Definitely look a little grim for Rad. Shout out to my fantasy team. But let's do this. Let's really get into player of the games. I know the chat is jumping. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We appreciate you. Let's get into players of the game. And I'm going to go to Rad first. Rad, listen, 38-20 Buffalo. I'm going to be honest. Going into this game, it was a little shaky. We know that the Kansas City Chiefs was a great and formidable opponent. Last year, we lost multiple times to them. We had, our guy CJ last week on for our, generally we talked to, the opposing team, somebody from their media. So we had that discussion with him. And it was a little rough because we knew what happened last year. But this year, it was just shellacking. Buffalo came to play, and all of us are so excited. So I want to ask you, Rad, who was your players of the game or player of the game?
I wanted to come, I try to say other things, not, the obvious, but we got to stop. At some point, we just got to get to what we got to get to. It's Josh Allen. It's period, point blank, period. He showed up. It was a big moment. It was a big, it was like somewhat redemption from the last couple games. And he looked the part. He played a great game. He did everything he needed to do. He ran. He got down. He did everything he needed to do. He threw it to the open man. He didn't force no passes in there. He played one of his best football games he ever played, and he showed up compared to and it was a duel between him and Patrick Mahomes. That's what it was hyped up to be, and he came up and he showed out. He put a stamp in. It's other people playing great, but he put a stamp in. That was an MVP starting moment. If you need an MVP moment by the end of the season, that was an MVP moment for Josh Allen. You can name other people, but for me, it's Josh Allen. He played his best game thus far, I think, and he looked amazing in a tough game, a tough environment in Arrowhead, loud as ever. You know what I mean? Even with the weather delay to come back and still figure it out. So I think it was. I got to go Josh Allen, and not even close for me.
Mills, who you got?
I would echo Rad, but just because I don't want to be giving the same person, I'm gonna throw out on the defensive side. I'm gonna go to Ron Johnson, man. He played an amazing game. He led us in tackles. I think he had 8 or 9. He did a great job, on Kelsey, and when they played a little zone coverage just to keep his position in proper, and making sure they didn't have no big plays out there. Because it's complicated to stop Kelsey. He's arguably the number 1 tight end in the league. You know what I'm saying? To keep him under 60 yards.
He's the number 1 tight end in the league.
It's some people may say Kittle, it used to be Ertz in the conversation at one point, but I get what you're saying though. He's definitely, up there. Top 3 for sure. I'll just say that. But just have an amazing defensive game against him. Keep him under 60 yards. He had one little fluke touchdown, a little creative shuffle pass. But he played a great game. So I'll give it to Teron Johnson on the defensive side of the ball.
I'm listening, Matt.
Yep, I'm gonna go with the young guy, Greg Rousseau.
Yes, sir.
He led an effort of something that it's what Bean drafted to do, right? He drafted to beat the Chiefs, and we were able to only rush 4 last night, majority of the game. And Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, all those guys, they were giving Pat Mahomes hell. Greg had 5 tackles, a sack, and a pick. He finally put his hands up on them short throws, and they paid dividends. And then I'm going to piggyback on Teron Johnson. He actually shadowed Tyreek a lot of the game too. And, we still have yet to give up a 100-yard receiver, still have yet to give up a 75-yard rusher, and still have yet to give up a 300-yard passer. And those 2 guys definitely have been wreaking havoc.
You got the best defense in the league. You can say it, man. We got the best defense in the league.
Hands down, no question.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it to those 2.
Klein played a good game too, filling in for Milano.
Yep.
Great game. Played a great game.
And, we can say more about Josh Allen, but obviously Rad touched on it all. So I'm going to go with Rousseau for sure.
Absolutely. It was a valiant effort by, pretty much everybody, that was on the field. Shout out to Thomas Woodley. He concurred with you, Matt. He said Greg Rousseau in the comments. But for me, and I don't like to do this. I actually criticize the guys for doing this on the show, but I am going to pivot. And the person I have who's going to get the game ball is none other than yours truly, Sean McDermott, man. And I'm gonna tell you why.
I love stuff like this because you criticized me last week.
I said
when
that.
I threw a coach out there, and then
listen. I said that. I said I'm gonna pivot, but the reason I'm gonna tell you why though. Because the truth is, we saw something that we rarely see. We saw the Kansas City Chiefs pump in weather, and we know that we have the capability to do that, right? Like we understand that. No, honestly, you go to Dubai, you go to any one of those places, they pump in weather. It's a fact. Like we actually know that, and that's what happened yesterday. They actually pumped in weather, and they tried to cheat us. They sent the lightning. They did. They sent the lightning. They knew the game wasn't going their way. Somebody hit the button. They sent the lightning. And the reason why I'm going with Sean McDermott is because if you heard anything coming out of halftime, whoever the reporter was, I can't remember her name, but she stayed on top of it. She said that Sean McDermott had a business mentality, a business-like mentality in the locker room during the halftime, right? Everybody was calm. He said if you want to play music, you could play music, but they took on the demeanor of our coach. They said no music, let's stay focused. You saw Spencer Brown out there, you know what I'm saying, in the tunnel just looking at the field. I don't know what he was going over. Maybe he was going over a block. Maybe he was going over a pull. I'm not really sure. But you saw the players. They said that the peanut butter wasn't to their liking. They threw the peanut butter out. They threw the sandwiches out, right? You know what I'm saying?
70-30, man. Too much peanut butter on the sandwich.
My whole thing is Sean McDermott, right? He kept the guys focused, and that's all we can ask for in a coach. We came into a hostile environment. They sent lightning. They literally tried to stop the game. Like they tried to cheat us.
Sharknado was in effect.
I'm telling you, they actually tried to take the game from us, and I was just really, really impressed with I thought that Sean McDermott outcoached Andy Reid. You can see it, even though, and I'm gonna be honest, and listen, let's get into the segment right now. This is our give and take segment, right? Let's get into the give and take segment because there are some things that I like and there were some things that I didn't like. I hit the group chat a couple times. So I'm gonna go to Matt first. Matt, give us some things that you were taking to Tennessee and give us some things that we're gonna leave in Arrowhead.
Things that we're taking to Tennessee, the defense keeping their consistency. We're number 1 in takeaways, 15 takeaways. We're number 1 by a landslide. I think we're plus 11 right now or something crazy like that in takeaways. We're only giving up 12.8 points a game. That's crazy. And then like I mentioned before, we haven't given up a 100-yard receiver, haven't given up a 300-yard passer. I want to take that with us. What I want to leave in Kansas City, I'm gonna point out at one of our captains, one of our guys, Stephon Diggs. I know I said it in the group chat last night. He cost Josh Allen another bomb that also turned from 7 points to 3 points, and it could have been a very pivotal point in the game if our defense kind of didn't keep dominating. Those kind of plays cannot happen, especially if you're the guy who they show all season long watching their AFC Championship celebration. I'm talking about when he caught the bomb and kind of looked around like nobody was with him and Sorensen was right there.
Right.
You can't have those kind of plays if you're going to go out and make sure you win every game.
Mills. Got something, Mills?
I'm just gonna say Tim's gonna take just take what the defense give us, man. We had a lot of weapons on the outside. Josh Allen, was aware of that, so he took advantage of it. When a defensive line, tried to I guess you can say rush outside to contain him inside, he'll pick a gap and he'll run. He ran for 30 yards, I think, one play. 15, 20. The amazing play when he scrambled on third or fourth down when he hurdled over the defender. Just take what the defensive side of the ball give us. He was our leading rusher. He was just a leader on the team. What I say we need to leave behind is stupid penalties. We could have had 40 plus points yesterday. We had a couple holding calls. We actually kept them, in a game. I could say a little bit with the rushing a passer on Ed Oliver on fourth down.
Yeah.
Just little stuff like that. We got to keep that behind us. And we're talented enough, to stop those stupid penalties and just put up 45, 50 points every week, man.
I want to take the main thing I want to talk about. I want to take the toughness. I think we play with a level of toughness. Our defense just played tough. Being able to rush four, it shows how the effect of Rousseau and Epineza and all these boys coming back and just being physical. Even our ability to run the ball, even even if it's not super as effective, but the commit to running the ball. I think Chargers coach Brandon Staley was talking about, even though you can be effective throwing the ball without actually running. Being physical and running the ball is better than not running the ball, because that physicality of the game is missing. So having that physicality of saying, we're going to be more physical than this team. If anything, we're going to be the most physical team on the field. That brings a different, and we're as talented as anybody in NFL. That brings another level that we didn't have. We was more and more a finesse team. So if we bring that physical team, if we more of a physical team this year, I think we definitely the best team in the league. I mean,
yeah, I'm with you.
For real, if the Bills is this physical and this offense can be finesse and can score with anybody. Come on, let's talk.
No, right. I'm with you. And for me, I'm gonna be honest. I guess call me Two-Face Sam. Because on one hand, what I want to take? I want to take the coaching. The coaching was superb, right? Leslie Frazier, Sean McDermott. I don't know what they schemed up, but they schemed up something amazing. The two high safeties, I talked about it on this show previously with CJ. The two high safeties, you know what I'm saying, and keeping everything in front of you and not allowing no big plays. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Tackles.
Tyreek Hill and Kelsey really only got loose in garbage time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they was really shut down the entire game. It was amazing. But I'm going to tell you what we need to leave. We need to leave this in Arrowhead, along with Chris Collinsworth. We need to leave this too.
He's terrible. But he's been terrible.
He has. Brian Dable, he got to stop. Like, sometimes he just gets in his own head and he starts to call the worst plays I've ever seen in my entire life. Here's the thing. This is my issue. When we come out, right, and I understand it may be jitters or whatever, we just paid Josh Allen $150 million. Diggs just got his bread. We got two running backs we drafted in the third round. Emmanuel Sanders is a stud, so on and so forth. When we come out of halftime and we're up, we need to put the Chiefs in the dirt. We don't need, there's no time for playing around. Why are we doing these silly run plays, man? And then the one play we did twice and they stopped it. Where Josh Allen, the RPO, he fake it and they stopped it. They knew the play. Don't go, let's just move away from it. Let's go deep. I don't care if it's raining. Josh Allen was on money time. All I'm saying is when we got that advantage, take advantage of it. I didn't appreciate it
and blew it in Houston.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like when we take our foot off the gas. Like, we come out, we got the ball, put them in the dirt. We trying to score on that drive. Take the life out of them. I don't want it to be up in air. I don't want the refs to get involved where they can call a silly play here, a silly play here. Let's just end the game and put the Chiefs out their misery. That's the only thing I don't like.
But sometimes, I hear you. And you did pay Josh Allen on that money. But sometimes you want to protect that. You just want to. it's good to not make a mistakes too. And sometimes when you do those plays, you do those simple read plays. If it open, if it working. If sometimes it don't, and you punt the ball, play field position. Sometimes that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's fine too. I think that's fine too.
I
that's
agree.
okay.
It is okay when you're playing any
That's
other
moves
team,
too.
but besides the Chiefs, I know our defense was playing well, but all Patrick Mahomes needs is a sliver of hope. And then the game is just like we don't know where the game went.
Yeah,
especially in Arrowhead.
Yeah, but don't let that be an interception or a big sack, or don't give momentum in that. You know what I'm saying?
We can't play scared though either.
It's not playing scared. It's not playing scared. Josh Allen was running all over him too. It was an effective play as well. So it wasn't like outside of what we were doing. Josh was running the ball effectively all night. So it wasn't out of the realm of what we were doing.
I like how he getting mature now, man. He's not taking hits. He's being smart. He's sliding, run out of bounds. I do appreciate that, man. Because we need him in the long run. We can't afford no injury. So for him to be a smart runner now.
I mean, he was running through. I mean, bro, Chiefs defense was. I mean,
right, but a couple years ago, he'd try and get a couple extra yards and take a hit from a linebacker or a safety. Now he's sliding. Now he's running out of bounds. He protecting the ball.
Absolutely,
he growing up.
And with that being said, Ante, I'm glad you really said that, because we have a new segment alert. New segment alert. All right, listen. This is our premium play segment. We're bringing this to the forefront. And I'm going to Rad, I'm going to Matt, and I'm going to Mills. I need to know one play that stood out for you. One play. That's all I need. I only need one play that you say, okay, this was a defining moment in the game, or just a play that you thought, oh, man, this was amazing. And I'm going to go to Rad first because Rad got something to say to the people.
Shout out to Premium. 716 Premium is a niche lifestyle store conveniently located in downtown area. They aim to promote health and wealth by providing many non-tobacco luxury smoking accessories, CBD, clothing, and even large selection of premium products in their premium service. They're open from 10 to 10 every day. Shop Premium. Also, they celebrating their 1-year anniversary on October 30th from 2 to 7. There will be a Volcano Station, THC's drink bar, and more. Tickets are $5, and purchase them online at 716premium.com or at the location at 716 Premium. Shout out Premium. But to answer your question, I mean, I think I'm to be obvious, but the off script plays, Josh Allen rolling to his right and hitting Dawson Knox for a 60-yard bomb touchdown, and it was like that's the play. If we get those off script plays,
I beat him, and
then it's like. That's the game breaker. Dawson Knox was available. The people who get single covered, if Josh and the people that's getting single covered, Emmanuel Sanders, Dawson Knox, and they scoring and they getting 60-yard plays, 50-yard touchdowns. That's the key to the game right there.
Matt,
that's for sure. I'm gonna go with the third down when we had the ball. Josh Allen kind of took it himself and got the first down to keep the drive going. Like he was doing those kind of things all night. But that first one where he took it around the corner and took off for like 35 yards, those plays all night. It just, once that happened, it's like, okay, it's over. We're controlling everything right now.
Moving forward, Matt, one play. Mills.
Yeah. That was the play though.
That was the play.
My play is third quarter. I think we up by like 10 or 11. Pat Mahomes threw a pick six. Michael Hyde, take it to the house, man. Change the game, change the atmosphere. Yeah. We knew the moment was ours at that point. In my opinion.
And then on that play, he was already demoralized. Like Pat was defeated early in that game. He don't get it confused. Like Pat had almost 300, but it was a terrible 300. Like it was. Our defense was all over that. A lot of penalties bailed those guys out. They shouldn't have scored a couple of the ones that they did score. So, but that play right there, you watched him walking back to the sidelines, like,
yeah,
this.
Who would have thought?
We ain't have it today. It's like we ain't got it today. We ain't got. It was like because in Cleveland they did it. Like some other games they did it and they didn't have it. And it was like they was waiting to call on some magic that didn't come. It was like it ain't coming. Nope. And Michael Hyde with that pick six was like, yeah, bro, it ain't coming, bro. Nope. Like whatever you think about the coming ain't coming. so that was beautiful, bro. Beautiful to see.
Yeah, it was. It's tough for me since I'm the host. I have host privileges and I can really do whatever I want. One was a Greg Rousseau play. And the reason why that play was so special, not so much because of the pick, but because he actually figured it out. And what I mean by that is Patrick Mahomes, he knew that we had 2 high safeties. He couldn't do nothing. He couldn't go down the field. So they were just trying to dink and dump, right? They were just trying to get the ball out to their players and let them see they could break a tackle or whatever the situation was. But Greg Rousseau knew that he probably didn't have like enough time to necessarily get a really good rush. So he said, okay, I'm going to just kind of, give him a little rush and then fall back a little bit, get my long arms out because I play, basketball. And he got his arms out, hit the ball, and it was just a cerebral play more so than it was an athletic play. And
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Absolutely. When you have a DN like that, a rookie who can figure that out, it's just nothing short of amazing. We're going to see some special things from him, and I'm definitely excited. But my other play that I got to just throw in an honorable mention is Josh Allen frozen rope to Emmanuel Sanders. It was just a beauty.
Yeah.
Like it
It's
just
a beauty. Yeah.
it made everything better, right? Like when you seen that throw, it was just like, oh, we got the quarterback, y'all. Like, hey, wait, we good.
Did Sam just not chastise me for going with multiple plays and he's out
What do
here
you do,
throwing
man?
up?
Yes, I literally I gave a caveat. I said I'm the host, so I can do it.
Mhm.
But with that being
Yeah,
said, shout out to everybody in the comments. Let me ask y'all this, because before we get into this Tennessee game, which I really want to talk about a little bit, we got to go down narrative street. We got to go down narrative street because the narratives are flying off the hinges. You know what I'm saying? On all the publications, all those debate shows, you know what I'm saying? ESPN, Fox, they're not paying us, so I really don't want to say their names. But I'm gonna go to Rad first, all-purpose Rad. Rad, can you talk about the narrative that you have concocted in your mind for the Bills after this Chiefs win?
I mean, I said it. I think I said it last week. I said if we win this game in this type of fashion, we're the number 1 team in the AFC. We're the best team in the AFC. And it's not really. I mean, I know you got Herbert out there, so he played great. So I definitely see that. But we just coming off the AFC Championship game last year, our defense playing better, and we already know we got an MVP-like quarterback. We have a coach that been there, defensive coordinator wise. Leslie Frazier is a vet. Like, we got all the makings of a real Super Bowl contender, and that's the narrative. I know it was the Buffalo bias. I don't know what I mean. Some people have been calling us here and there on the mainstream medias here and there, but if Buffalo Bills not the number 1 power ranking on your site, then you misinformed. You're not watching. You're not watching TV. You're not watching the football games. It's that simple for me.
Mills.
Echo Rat, man. We're the best team in football right now, man. We're the most dominated team in football. And if we can dominate like this each and every week, we might win out, man, into the Super Bowl and win that too. What's that? That's another 14 games, something like that. Let's do some quick math. Might be off a couple, but yeah, we win 14 straight, man. Guaranteed.
The headline, the narrative is "See you in LA."
Ooh, talk that talk,
See
man.
you in LA. We'll see you in LA. Book your flights now.
I think as I do necessarily, I agree with all of you. But
Is Dr. Dre gonna bring out Griselda halftime too? You know what I'm saying?
but
Now we're doing too much. All right.
Nah, but I did see a narrative today though. It could be a Diggs versus Diggs Super Bowl.
Ooh.
His brother's having a good year. We won't.
Hopefully both of them will catch a pass in that game. That's what we don't want. That's what we don't want.
I think that the narrative is definitely the Bills is top team in football, but also I think it's a clashing of Buffalo and the Chargers, right? That's kind of how it's looking right now. I don't know yet.
We'll see.
The Chargers look like some dogs.
I'm not gonna count out Patty. I know they're not playing. I'm not counting out Patty and Andy yet. You can't do that yet.
But regardless, we definitely got some things that we need to work on. And with that being said, we got another revenge game coming up, right? We got another revenge game coming up. I think this is the best time to do, sort of our last segment, our expectations versus reality segment. And before we get into it, Matt, I need you to let the people know what's up, man.
Yes, sir. This segment is brought to you by the good people at Buffalo Pet Supply. Do you have a pet? Are you looking into getting a pet? Or do you know someone who has a pet? And there's only one place to send them to have that pet live its best life. It's Buffalo Pet Supply. Specializing in fish, small animals, and reptiles, the knowledgeable staff at Buffalo Pet Supply can get you set up or maintain whatever setup you have. stop on down and see the family-owned and operated place located at 1345 Military Road in Kenmore, or give them a call at 716-874-1951. And just like every week, you go in there, you mention our name, you get 10% off your order. And also, I will say that the people over at Buffalo Pet Supply, they have some merch too. They asked me to talk about. They have some shirts. I'll put a picture up with the Buffalo Pet Supply logo. You know, we support everybody. So go in there, stop down, get something for your pet, and get a tee for the game, and also get some Overdue Bills merch.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're at Buffalo Pet Supply, where they say that your expectation is their reality. All right.
Yes,
with that being said, I'm gonna go to Mills first. Mills. The reality is that the Tennessee Titans embarrassed us last year. I generally call it the COVID game.
It was.
T. White wasn't there. A couple other players. It was just a mess. Played Tuesday. It was a mess. But at the same time, we got embarrassed on national television. Everybody was watching. So, Mills, with that being said, some people are calling this a letdown spot, right? Like yesterday was our Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, right? We lost twice against them. We played an amazing game. We beat them in front of the whole world. We're crowned the sort of the best team in football. But again, we're going against a tricky team in Tennessee, where it's like, you know, last year we thought we should have just went in there and beat them, and that didn't happen. So with that being said, what is your expectation of this game going into the Tennessee game?
Stop and run. Plain and simple, stop and run. We got the best secondary, in my opinion, in the league. So Julio Jones and AJ Brown, I'm not too worried about them that much. But Derrick Henry, it's a monster, top running back in the league right now. I think he's averaging like 2 touchdowns a game, 100+ yards a game. Just for us to stop him is very important. And I expect us to do it. You know, we're our front eight, we rotate a lot. Our front 8 and our linebacker core, as long as we can dominate, you know, the defensive side of the ball up front and stop him to, hopefully under 75 yards rushing, we'd be good, man. So I expect us to do that. Come out there, show how dominant we really are, and win this game.
Right.
This is interesting. I think we definitely gotta. I believe McDermott gonna have us ready for this game. You know, it's in Nashville, right? I believe. And I think Tennessee is, you know, they talented, but they're just not a good team right now. Defensively, they're not good. Tannehill is not playing his best football. The wide receivers are banged up. Derrick Henry is pretty much the only saving grace right now. And I think our toughness is where if we start to get Derrick Henry in the backfield, if we don't let him get that steam that he got last year, where he was, you know, we was just one of the worst rushing defense in the league last year. I don't think that's the case here. So I'm not as worried as as the writing on the wall should have been last year. But this year, with our toughness, our D line, our, like Mill said, our rotation is so elite right now. And if we getting that push with Ed Oliver and them boys, man, I think we're good. I think Derrick Henry can still have a touchdown or so or something like that, but I don't think he's gonna be running all over us. I think it's gonna be a tough day for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a tough day, and they're not going to have the luxury of being able to run him 30 times because they're not. We've shown we have the number one offense, and we also have the number one offense in the league, number one scoring offense, score 34.4 points a game. You're not going to be able to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry 30 times and try to keep up with us. So that's going to be
number one scoring offense, number one scoring defense.
Yes. So
there you go.
You're not going to have that luxury. There you go. Like you said, he's been carrying them. He's not going to be able to do that against us.
I personally think I think this is a must win for the Bills for me.
Yeah.
For just to kind of qualm just everybody, right? This is quote unquote a letdown spot. We can't go into Tennessee and lay an egg, and it's like it doesn't really affect us in the grand scheme of things. Maybe for the number one seed in the AFC, absolutely that. But as far as the division, it doesn't affect us. We'll be top 3, top 4, you know, in the AFC. We may not get that, you know what I'm saying, that bye, but that's what we're going for, right? We want that bye. We want to play the AFC Championship in Buffalo. So it's like,
it's nothing wrong getting the bells and whistles, like you said. Like, you know, people say, but you can get the bells and whistles. You want the home playoff game, and you want the bye. You want the bells and whistles. Like I like that stuff too. Let's get those things, man. Let's get the bells and whistles.
We definitely we want that because, you know, we got after the bye, we got 3 cupcake matches. In my opinion, right? 3 teams that are not necessarily good. But that's neither here nor there. So, you know, I'm anticipating this game against Tennessee. We'll see what happens. And hopefully, you know, we'll come to you with a a big preview show with a guest from the Tennessee Titans. So be on the lookout for that during the week. But really, before we get off the show, we got a couple things we got to do, a couple housekeeping things we got to do. Matt, can you please, number one, let the people know who won the contest, and then let the people know what the contest is?
Yes, sir. So this week, once again, nobody's getting that Mills match. That Mills match can't get it, but we did have somebody closer to the yards. He's actually 1 yard away.
He was dead on them there.
Yeah, he was, and he's getting close. Been talking to him. It's one of my friends, Anthony Mills. He's been getting closer every week. So this week he finally broke it. He got the Bills score correct too, but not the Chiefs. But anyways, he won. Congrats! Shout out to him. $30 gift card. We're gonna run the contest again this week and every other week, all the way into LA. We're gonna predict the score this week in Tennessee. It's gonna be, you're gonna get on to our post that we're gonna post later on tonight. You're gonna like it. You're going to like our page. You're gonna predict the score that you think is gonna be the final score at the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans game on Monday night. And then for a tiebreaker in the event that nobody gets the score correct, you're going to put in the total yards that you think the Buffalo Bills will have. And then the closest person to that yardage will win if we don't have a correct score or some tie scores. And then you're going to share that post. And then the winner of that gets a $30 gift card from our great sponsor at Buffalo Wing Kings.
Absolutely. Shout out Buffalo Wing Kings.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely have to do this. Last week, for our breast cancer awareness survivor, we had Raz's grandmother. We spotlighted and highlighted her. And this week, Matt, can you please let the people know who are we highlighting?
Yeah, so this week we're gonna highlight Rochelle Malone. So we shout out to her. We got her a T-shirt. And let her know she'd be shown off today. Just happy to do something like this. And then we have our breast cancer awareness merch going out. So all proceeds go to Roswell, and we'll be spotlighting somebody next week, and then also the final week in October. So shout out to Rochelle. That's her pictured on the screen there, and that's
shout
great
out to you.
Absolutely. We definitely standing in solidarity with all our breast cancer survivors, and shout out to everybody who's going through that even right now. Prayers to everybody involved. All right, so let me say this. OverdueBillsPod.com. OverdueBillsPod.com. We have everything you need there. Shout out to Mike D, our editor-in-chief, who gave an amazing article out there. Please go read that. Obviously, we have the merch, as you see it here, all different colors, sizes, and flavors. And also, we definitely have the pink, breast cancer awareness merch. Please go cop that so we can all be in solidarity. You know what I'm saying? With Rochelle, survivor, even with Raz's grandmother. So many other people out there. Next week, we will have another survivor. This is our month to highlight them. You know what I mean? Let the people know that we definitely care. And I believe that's yes.
If everybody in the comments, or if you want to let us know about somebody that you think should be honored or should be nominated, then let us know. Our friend Ebony suggested her aunt last week, and we honored her this week. So definitely get in those comments and let us know.
Absolutely. Shout out Ebby J. Let's do this. We ending the show, and hopefully we can do it better this time. We always end the show with a little bit of that. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey.